Allow things to run their course, I say to myself. Gaps in cycles come from angled efforts. Degrees at a distance, difficult to grasp, we watch as the wheel turns out of control. We sit in positions as drivers on cruise control, uncomfortably comfortable, forgetting we are in control. Steering left and right in this life. No GPS, but there are signals, alerts, the signs, insight. Watching roads of others, internal tunnel visions, observing other lives. Other observations of the other at excessive lengths can stretch you from yourself. Yet, I must peer at those before me. Peer at those I hold close. I watch the way they steer. A life or a relationship, a feeling or a thought, grounded although swept by the eyes, swept by the beings before me. Ears with the drums of clarity, yet not without efforts. Clarify I will. Testimonies in motion as I watch a life other than mine. As I watch in real time, I recognize the sign. Understand what exists before you with receptivity to what may be or not. Everyone has different perspectives. See, I don't know everything, yet I know things. The lines that intersect constantly. The mirrors that reflect boundlessly, and the boundaries that emit from that with which you witness. I watch the grief expel from a soul with the replacement of another, liquid spirits with spark shadows, the quiet longings in the night. Comforted by artificial lights and people at night. The heat you embrace as you hug another. Smiles from the tired can fill a dry cup. I watch the change, shifts, moments, embracing the stares in the dark and the solace felt from the walls that keep you company. Not present in the moment, but felt through the curve of that smile, twinkles and emptiness, sags of the eye, a posture you've never shown before, yawns of depth that reflect the exhaustion. I love you, so I see you. Offering space of nothing, no words by me, just observation. A noting of what's potentially becoming. Mental checking in my mind, meditations on the state of yours. This is my element, my gift to me, my gift to you. Partial sights of you and the life you're living at the moment. My perspective with limitless space for yours. And the judgments of none but feelings of many. With that, I continue to allow things to take their course. Gaps will protrude at times, and I'll intrude with intentions at a high. A loving pride for the sights and messages that come from my eye. Now you may be wondering, why did this come into fruition? I feel seen by me. And I feel like that's more of a thought. So I'm looking for an emotion. I'm looking for an actual emotion or an actual feeling, an actual label of a feeling to give, and then the thought that comes behind that feeling. So, content. I can say content. And in feeling things, it's not just physically feeling things, it's the perception that you have of what you're feeling. And the perception that you have of feelings themselves too, the labels. And I'm searching. And it's cool that I'm searching in this moment and that I didn't come prepared with this, because this is the element of the natural vibe that I'm pushing out. Like, the natural and hopefully not even hopefully. I know I'm not performative when it comes to these. I know that when I do these though, the pieces themselves give me an entryway into what it is that I can say, or an entryway in the mind so I can just flow here to here and to there. But yes, I am looking for an emotion. And I feel like it's a segment, it's a sector of being content, but also curious. I'm not sure if that's an emotion, but I know that curiosity can be tied to many different emotions. So I can say that I'm curious. But also, like, there's the curious aspect to it, but it's also me knowing that I already recognize certain things, and certain things are very clear to me. But even within the piece that I just spoke out, that I just gave, I speak of knowing that I don't know everything, and I speak of giving space to different perspectives. Because there are times, especially in the now, especially with certain people, where I have perspectives of certain things that are going on, or I perceive someone to be coming off a certain way, yet they're not coming off in that way, or the information that I know about this person kind of contradicts the perspective that I'm placing upon them. And it's like taking a step back out of that, and just recognizing that, okay, you're perceiving, questioning, reflecting on whether or not it's projecting, but also making space for the other, making space for other people's perspectives, because other people have perspectives. And a lot of time we aren't aware of other people's perspectives, and people have their own perspectives because guess what? Yeah, they have their own life. So that's something that I remind myself of quite a bit with certain people that I'm still in connection with. And I don't think it's a bad thing, honestly. I think it's one of those things, one of those reminders that keep me grounded and keep me present too. Keep me continuing to do what I need to do on my end of things, if that makes sense. A reminder. A very strong reminder, because this reminder has kept me going. It's kept things alive for quite some time. But as you continue to remind yourself of something like that, that's where speaking and expressing certain things should come into play. Which I'm also keeping that in mind. Very much so. I was going somewhere with something, wasn't I? All right, the emotion. But where is that coming from? Yeah, right. That. Oh my goodness, bro. The fact that I'm even doing this, yeah, this is taking a turn. I'm gonna come back to that though. That what you don't know, because I keep. But the fact that I'm even doing this right now, it's still kind of baffling. The eye contact that I have with the camera right now, kind of baffling, kind of makes me want to laugh. As you can see though, when I'm speaking, and obviously when I'm in my sequence of thought, I just do. Like there's no unless I'm cool and I just know what I'm gonna say because I've said it before so many times that it's easier for me to say it. Even this right here is not necessarily something that I've said multiple times, but I don't know. I just have my moments. But what I'm essentially saying is like this, making this video in general and knowing that people are going to see it, and also knowing that this is how I go about thinking, and it's even more, what can we say, raw? Is raw the word? Unhinged too? Yeah, unhinged is a good word for that. It can be even more unhinged or spacey, even if this is coming across as something that's flowing very well. It can be more spacey than this when I'm just talking to myself or thinking and thinking out loud or doing mirror work. I have a mirror right behind this. This whole setup is on my vanity. Sorry, I thought there was a bug. It's just my camera. Like right here where the tip of my finger, it's just a little dark circle, and I thought that was a buggy, but it's not. But anyways, there's a mirror right here, and I guess you could call it mirror work. I end up doing it just naturally when I'm speaking to myself about something that's on my mind heavily or just random. I'll just get into these moments of just and yeah, it can be very unhinged. But I love the flow of my thoughts. It's something to laugh at, but it's something to be proud of though. That I'm at this point and I'm comfortable with the way that I'm thinking, and also I can talk myself through feeling things a heck of a lot better than I've done before. Any recovering suppressors would understand. Shoot, everybody suppresses to some degree. People are just let's erase R from that. People can be unconscious to how much they suppress things though. I feel that I would know. Maybe that's not. For me, I would know because I did it. Yep, that's the way to go about that one. But for those that suppress, for those that maybe aren't aware that they suppress, but do a scan of the self in whatever way that looks for you, or journal. Think about the things that, honestly, sometimes it's easier to look at what other people express to see what it is that you don't express. I feel like I've done that for a little bit. I've wove that into my process of processing things more, or learning how it would be, how it would look and feel to process things or express things, let things out, let yourself be seen in different ways. It's easy. I'm going to erase that word too. It can be a nice guide to look at those outside of you and look at how they express things, keeping the mental note that two people are not going to express a certain emotion or thought in the same way because people are different. We're connected. We are connected, but people are different. Keeping that in mind, when you look at what it is that somebody expresses, it may or may not show you what you do or do not express. And then you can dive deeper inside and figure out why that is the case. But I'm saying that why to say, if you suppress or have suppressed, perhaps, and you've worked towards just grasping yourself out of that like a cat by the neck. If you have done that, then you get what I'm saying. If you've compared yourself at this time and then yourself at another time, same time frame, right? Same month, different year. If you've done that and you realize all the different things and perhaps positive things, well mannered, better influence sorts of elements in your life, then you know what I'm talking about. That proud feeling that you either have or should have for the change that has sorry, no, I'm not taking my time. Okay, let me cook over here. I'm looking for a word, and I don't just look for words to sound smarter, because to be honest, there is a way that I talk, and I have a relaxed way or a relaxed side to the way that I talk. However, I go in and out of that. But also, I like to try to dive into my vocab to see what I can pull out. And I write. And I don't know. Yeah, this is a sharing. I don't know if I'm in a place where I'm kind of stuck because of my vocabulary. Or not stuck, but active in my craft, yet not necessarily shifting. However, I don't know how it's going to look. I don't know what a shift would look like with what it is that I write. Hey. I don't know. Maybe the exposure to different works, different books, different words would mold me into something fresh. But anyways, I'm going to get back to the other point that I was making. I know that I was talking about emotions. I know that I came across curiosity as being something that I was feeling, but also, well, not feeling, but because I don't know if I can really classify that as a feeling. But like I said, it's tied to different feelings. I am just recognizing a lot of things. And these things that I recognize are coming into play with the things that I write. Because your life, just as it is, your life with the people that are in it, just as they are, is source. It's a source for something. It's a source for a message. At least to me, it's a source for a message. Which, in a way, what I wrote was a message. A message to seeing people, a message to knowing people, a message to knowing that you don't fully know people, nor do you fully understand why it is that they do what they do or don't do what they do. In the same way that everything that I'm saying can apply to me. A lot of these days that these types of things have me feeling away or have me thinking just a lot of different things, that's when I have to flip the script on myself, which is interesting because I'm an experience in myself. Like, I'm an experience in itself. People, I was just thinking about this too. I was thinking about this in the shower. Somehow, I don't remember what exactly came up, but I know that I ended up saying, I don't care. You know what? I do know what came up. I was thinking about interviews, like the nature of interviews. And I say this with knowing why exactly you have to express or no, explain who it is that you are in an interview. I understand why you have to do that. I do. But besides that, I don't, I was thinking that, like, I don't care. Or when it comes to connecting with people, saying what it is that you are, I'm a blank. I do blank or whatever. I see that being important with the times. With time, whatever it is that you're needing to convey, I see that being something that you can do. Because everybody has free will. People can do what they wish to do. Although sometimes we are confined by boxes that we do not create or boxes that we do create. But I don't care enough to say I'm this or I'm that. With the person that I'm becoming, I'm working towards just letting things speak for themselves, like the way that my art speaks for itself, or the way that my art makes itself. Specifically, the art that I focus on more, because I don't really do realism all that much, but when I do, hey, everything is coming from here. It's intentional. It's intentional. And if people like it, they like it. But the intention behind it means a lot. I don't do those that often unless I'm like just trying to get practice in. I don't give gifts like that or, just sentiments like that without thought behind them. But okay, I said that to say, yeah, I do more abstract work. And I've actually looked into like what my work would be described as or what type of style it would be put into. And I saw that it would be put into abstract expressionism. And when I looked at what exactly that was, it kind of makes sense because I do go off of the vibe of things, the flow, the emotions at the moment in time. The thoughts that run, because the thoughts, they run, bro. But at the same time, it's listening to them by moving through them and not listening to them and then overwhelming myself. Why am I mentioning art? Because it's important. But no, why am I mentioning art right now? I don't know. And maybe you know why I'm talking about art. Maybe you know why I'm talking about art or why I went in that direction, but I don't remember. I do know what I was talking about though. Seeing people, knowing, having to reverse roles or reverse the story upon myself or look at myself, reverse the lens, look at yourself. And hey, maybe take the lens off and look at the lens. Like, is it clear? Is it dusty, cloudy? What? Like, think about what you're looking at things from and why. Because I look at those around me and I realize I gotta look at myself. Even though I ultimately know that I have to look at myself. But sometimes you just live life and it's you observing others and you being you. You practicing the art of being you with everything that you've learned and everything that you're still learning. And then you pause again and then you have moments of really, really intentionally learning because you've turned the lens around again. Because this is something that happens again and again. Or one would hope that it happens again and again. Or one would hope that it happens in general. That it happens ever. Reflective cycles. The cycle of living life, being, and then each time you do that and you go through your process of learning what it is to be and to be you, then each and every time, that's the hope at least. Shoot. But let's be real here. It's just not a climb. And it's like, okay, I'm climbing. Okay, stop. Let's learn. Because the learning itself it's not, you don't stay there. Sometimes you go here and there and here and there and here and there. And you know what I mean? So if you're doing that, it's not just like this. Life is like this. So you don't just stop and you just stay in the same place. No. Sometimes you reach the bottom. So there's the fall, and one would hope that the fall has resilience, and one would hope that people teach other people resilience by just being alive. I feel like if you look at it like that too, there's a lot of resilience to me in just people being alive. So many people go through so many things and you wouldn't even know. Like, you wouldn't even know, which is why I've said everything that I said. Why I mentioned in the piece that there's space for you, there's space for your perceptions as well as mine. And there's space for that without judgment. However, judgment does not erase emotions. People may feel a way about certain things. I may feel a way about certain things. Certain actions of a person, just the behaviors, the thoughts, or just the way that they're going about conveying whatever that is, expressing themselves, the way in which they do it. And this is why I say I look at myself again, because it's like, okay, why? What's wrong? Like, what's going on? What else can we see from here? Is that shit is very important to me. It's become a way of reflecting, a way of life, except reflecting, becoming aware, making that a way of your life, a way of life. takes a lot more time than I thought it would. I felt that anybody thinks it would at the start of something, when you're starting something. You may or may not underestimate the work that you're gonna have to put into something that you start, something that you birth. But you grow with that too. And there's things that you see and there's things that you learn through that too. And that's where I'm at for that, because I need to figure out how to get this uploaded before 12. Because that's just something that I want to do. And I also need to combine 3 separate takes. So you're going to notice the breaks. You may or may not notice the breaks in the video. But I need to get that all together within this limited time. So, to end it off though, thank you for watching. If you actually got all the way to this point, and I know not how much time I've taken in this video so far. I know one is 19 minutes and some change. Another is 8 minutes and some change. This is 3. You do the math, because I'm not about to right now. Okay? You won't even have to, because you're going to see how long the freaking video is. So, if you stayed till this long, I really appreciate that. I really do. You stuck with me and me thinking and me hopping from different thought forms, different clouds of thought. Thank you so much for listening. And if you liked it, please like it. Press the like button. If you enjoy watching people, me, speak on the things that I speak about, if you enjoyed the piece at the beginning that I wrote, if you enjoy hearing poetic pieces like that, you should subscribe. Would love to have you. Would love to speak to you like I'm speaking on the phone. But, you know, every call has an end, and this is the end, so